Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with SBR contributor Jeff Grant, and today we're going to be looking at the game between the Florida State Seminoles and the Syracuse Orange. How you doing this morning, Jeff?
Couldn't be doing better, Dax. Very excited to talk about the top-ranked team in the country going on the road before taking on Notre Dame.
Yep, Jeff, now Florida State, they've averaged about 37.9 points in 17 ACC road games under head coach Jimbo Fisher. Now, can we expect that trend to continue against the Cuse this Saturday?
That's a very impressive number, and there's really no reason to think that they're not going to do it. But when you look at the injury report, there's some definite players that may be out for the Seminoles that allow Florida State to average almost 38 points against the ACC. And I must say the ACC, in terms of defensive football, hasn't been very good in recent years. So that's another reason why Florida State's been able to put up those numbers. And also having Heisman Trophy winner Jameis Winston under center helps. But he may be without wide receiver Rashad Green, who is the leading receiver for the team. He suffered a concussion last week, Dax, and he was dizzy and vomited in the second half. And when a player suffers a concussion and gets sick over it, it's really hard to see him coming bouncing back, even if he comes on the field. And also running back Carlos Williams, the leading rusher, is doubtful, and everything that I'm reading is saying that he's not going to be available for this week. And I think Fisher's going to keep some of these players out because they are an over 3-touchdown favorite in this game, and there's no reason to expend these players when you have a game against Notre Dame on deck.
All right, now let's keep on track on the injury stats here. The Orange, they actually lost their starting quarterback, Terrell Hunt, to a leg injury last week. They're also 1-8 all-time when facing the #1 team in the nation. Now, Jeff, knowing that, do you think that Syracuse could actually keep this game close just because of the aforementioned facts?
You know, Hunt's a big miss. Obviously, a starting signal caller. He had experience from a year ago. He's a dual threat guy, so he really places pressure on an opposing defense. I'm just not sure that Austin Wilson is going to be able to do that type of thing. But when you often lose your starting signal caller and the coaching staff has made a change, they're going to go with a new offensive coordinator this week. All of this may actually bring this team together, and this really is the game of the year for Syracuse, as it is celebrating its homecoming on Saturday as well.
All right, man. Now, the Noles, they've actually won the last 6 games of this series by an average of 29 points. Now, do you think that they might be actually looking ahead for their match against Notre Dame the week after?
I know I'm looking ahead to it, so you got to know that Florida State's looking ahead.
Yeah.
Because this team just has not been as dominating as it was a year ago. Florida State, just to tell you how good they were. Yes, they had to come back and beat Auburn, but if you look at Auburn right now, they're arguably been the best team since the second half of last year through right now. So Florida State had the top scoring offense and top scoring defense a year ago. That's simply not the case. Now, of course, some of those numbers are skewed because Winston wasn't available. He was suspended for that game against Clemson, so they had to go up. They had to play that game with their backup quarterback. Right. So I think Florida State is going to be looking ahead because last year's game against Syracuse was an absolute laugher, Dax. A 59-3 victory in Tallahassee, and all 8 scoring drives lasted shorter than 3 minutes in that game. But I think Syracuse is going to have a better defensive game plan now that second-year head coach Scott Schaefer has some of his players there, and he knows that his team is going to have to rally big to cover this number against Florida State.
So do you recommend us to actually lean on the spread or maybe look at a total bet in this one?
I'm going to go with the spread here, but I think sports bettors absolutely have to wait to see if this number gets up to 24. It's risen already. It's as high as 23.5 in the market. You have to get that key number of 24 to get involved in this game. Also, another reason why I like the home underdog is actually Florida State has a -2 turnover differential. And as I mentioned, some of their key veterans may be out in this game. They're also going to be playing without center Austin Barron, who I did not mention earlier. He's a huge part of Florida State's success. So there's a chance that the ball could end up on the carpet, and Syracuse has the ability defensively to recover fumbles and make this game interesting. So I'm going to take the points on Saturday.
All right, good stuff, my man. Thank you once again for all the valuable insights, and look forward to talking some more football with you again tomorrow, my man.
Thank you.
No problem. And for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.